And now it's time for the Ridiculist.
What kinds of things make people piss?
And how many suitors exactly has she dismissed?
Siri, what are some locations for a lover's tryst?
Oh, darling, surely there must be a list.
A list? You're telling me it's all here on this bleeding list? That's preposterous and ludicrous.
Well, actually, it's all quite
Ridiculist, ridiculist, ridiculous.
Welcome to the Ridiculist. I'm Sally Brooks.
And I'm Jen O'Neill, and here we are. Behind the screen, I just corrected Sally on her intro, and then I came so incorrect with my intro and forgot where we were, what we're doing.
Jen
Sally
gave
just
me
said,
a do you want to take that again?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, take what again? My name?
Say your name again. Yeah. You said it wrong. You paused a little for all of us. And then I completely fouled it up. So there you go. Welcome to the Ridiculist. Here we are. We're doing a podcast about ridiculous lists. How are you, Sally?
I am doing great. I just got back from the Bookbird, which is a bookstore in Avondale Estates, which is near where we live in Georgia, and it is where I'm having my book launch party on September 10th. So if you're hearing this, please come.
I can't believe it's almost here. Like
I
it's
know.
Like I mean, I know that it's the way that the books are getting distributed or put out, but like I keep seeing people posting their copy of their book in your hands. And I am so mad that I don't have mine yet. I mean, I think of like I'm waiting for Amazon. I ordered mine on Amazon like an idiot. But you should order it no matter which way you order it, you guys. But I was thinking to myself, like, I remember like reading it, like the first draft of it on a computer during COVID.
I know.
And it's like, I ripped through it, you guys, in like 2 days. It was so good. And I just can't wait. I can't believe the day is going to be here any day now where I'm holding the actual copy in my hands.
And I will totally post a picture of you holding it in your hands.
Oh yeah, I'm going to post a picture.
Yeah, apparently. So if people ordered through bookshop .org, they already shipped, or they are shipping as people are ordering. But Amazon, it like holds it until the release date. Like I was like freaked out. I was like, why is this happening so soon? But that's what happened. Our friend from Dumb Love and a listener on this podcast, Reed, told me that he was seeing me like repost where people had the book, and he was like, he went to his mailbox and saw like a book. He was like, it was a book shaped package. He's like, I just took it out and ripped it, and then turns out it was his neighbor's package. It was from Amazon, but he was like, oh, but I ordered the book through Barnes and Noble, so it wasn't even from the right. He's like, I just was like so sure this was the book. It was very sweet. I was like, oh, well, A, thank you for ordering, and B, apologize to your neighbor.
And C, if you guys could also come purchase the book at the book release party.
Yes.
On September 10th at the Bookbird.
Yeah, you can actually pre-order it from the Bookbird. And your copy will be there at the book release, and I will sign it. I'll sign it for you if you want that. If not, I won't touch your stuff. So I don't have to sign it, but I will if that's something you would like.
It's worth more if she signs it, you guys.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can I tell you, this is like unrelated, but it reminded me when telling Reed's story about opening the mail. So yesterday, my friend Grace, who I talk about a lot, sent Erin and I a message and was like, she had a picture of this super ugly painting, and it was in a package, and she was like, did one of you send this to me? And we were like, no. And she was like, I don't know who sent this to me. She was like, also, they got my name wrong. And the name on the package was, so her name is Grace Hagen, and the name on the package was Gray with A-I-E, Graie Hagen. And we were like, weird. That's weird. We're like, weird. Who sent that to you? And then so apparently she was like, couldn't figure it out. And then she finally was like, oh my God, what if it wasn't for me? what if, because she lives in an apartment complex, she was like, what if there is somebody with this name? And so she went to the front office and they're like, oh yeah, that's a person who lives like above you.
That's insane.
Isn't that insane? We were like,
what are the odds?
We were like, that Gray Haggins lives above you.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
We're like, and what if, we're like, it has to be, like, you have to meet him, first of all.
Yeah.
And second, like, you guys are either going to be mortal enemies or, like, best friends. Like, it's neither, right? It's like some bizarre world.
Fall in love and get married.
Oh my God.
And
then she could be
Grace
Grace Haggins.
Yeah. Exactly.
I could not stop laughing because I just kept thinking of her thinking somebody messed up her name, and it was
such a like meet cute for a rom-com, you know, especially
right?
where she's like, I'm sorry, I have your ugly painting, and he was like, that's my mother painted that or whatever. And like, and then they hate each other, right?
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
But then they end up like, you know, they keep running into each other again. They find common ground. They keep getting each other's mail and learning a little bit about each other.
Right.
She learns that he's a sensitive guy, and you know, he learns that she's cool. I don't know.
Right. Like she has ordered like a sports jersey, and like it's his favorite team, and he opens that package, and I can't wait for this to come out. All right, should we get to our list?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so my list this week is from BuzzFeed. It is compiled by Casey Rackham, and I thought that like since we're just kind of like getting back from our long summer break, that this is a little bit of and a lot of people have just gone on vacation, that this is a little bit like vacation-y related.
Okay.
So it is resort employees are spilling the tea on the wildest things they've witnessed, and just wow.
Wow.
Have you ever been to a resort?
Yeah. I went to like I've been to a few resorts, but I've only been to one all-inclusive resort.
Yeah.
Which was like this past January in Cancun, and it was cool. I had a good time.
I've been to like one all-inclusive as well, and it was like I was like, oh, this is what people mean when they say they're going on vacation. Like, this is a vacation because you don't have to make any decisions. All the food is there. Everything is paid for. Like, it was so great.
And that is something that like it's such an age thing, because when I was younger, if you would have told me like, do you want to go to an all-inclusive resort? I'm like, no, that's crazy. No. I want an adventure. I don't want to go. I don't want my meals planned for me. I want to find the best restaurants.
Right.
I don't like, and now I'm like, with my age, I'm like, nope, I want to sit in this one place. I don't want to make any decisions. I want you to tell me what's for dinner. I want you to bring me whatever I want to drink, whatever I want to drink it. I want to be asleep by 9:00 every night.
I want to come back actually rested. I want to float in a pool. I want to have a couple drinks. I want to go to bed. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, I swear. I was recently talking about like my favorite part about vacationing lately is like going to sleep at like 9:30.
Yeah,
on a vacation and not feeling
it's like
bad about it.
Having like a full day
and party. Yeah.
And then like being like, oh, we did so many things today because you're getting up early. You're probably like going to breakfast, you're walking, you're doing stuff. And then you're like, and now I'm going to go to bed. Yeah.
And that's okay.
And that is great. It is great for you. Okay. So here are, but I can only imagine what working at that kind of resort or really in a resort, because you're like, people, because they're like, everything's paid for, it's all inclusive. I'm sure that people just get wild.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm sure that they just expect to be waited on hand and foot.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Okay. So this happened at a mountain resort that catered to wealthy hunters. 2 rooms, which I mean, God, what those. I was like, what a horrible place. 2 rooms decided that walking to each other's rooms was too much of a hassle, so they decided to smash a huge hole in the wall that separated them.
Oh my God.
I know. And this resort was privately owned by a family. It wasn't some big chain.
Oh my God. That is just like the grossest display of like entitlement. That makes me sick. Ugh, I don't like anything about that.
That's some like, yeah, real wealthy. Do you think that they shot the hole open?
Maybe.
I bet they did. That seems like
Probably.
a,
I bet that they got into some drunken like wrestling match. One of them fell through the wall, and then they were like, "We just wanted to get to each other's rooms
we just
faster."
wanted
Yeah,
adjoining rooms.
yeah.
We
but
asked
didn't
for
have
adjoining
that,
rooms and now
so-
we have adjoining rooms.
But we got all this money, so who gives a shit? No, I bet it was probably like one of them fell through
Yeah.
it.
I was just thinking of a time we used to do this show in Cincinnati called Underbelly, and this one comic, Lindsay Bowling, was doing a sketch, and she like was really going for it, and she ran and like threw herself into a wall, and it was she just went straight through
Oh my
the
god,
drywall
that's so funny.
on the stage, and I've never laughed so hard.
I hope
It
she
was
was
so
okay.
great. She was fine. The wall was not fine, but she was fine. Okay, so I worked as a cleaner at a resort one summer, and there was someone who'd leave poop in a new place every morning. There's always one, right? There's always one.
Right.
At the golf course, in the pool area, in the service house, a new place every morning for several weeks. They never caught the person. It was the talk during lunch. Where was the poop this morning? I was lucky for most of the summer.
That's so bizarre.
My God, it's always poop. I feel like when we did like a
Hotel one.
yeah, the
it was all
hotel one, it
poop.
was all
Mhm.
poop. When we did the cause like what are they called?
Cruise
ship. Yeah. It was
Yeah.
a casino. All poop. Okay. Oh my God, the next two are poop. So I'm gonna skip those, but let's if I'm gonna skip those for now. Okay. One time, a resort worker found a snake, non-venomous, right outside the resort, which was located in a fairly natural, not highly developed area. He proceeded to pick the snake by the tail and kill it in front of guests. Okay. I hate snakes. So I'm like, yeah.
I just think like, yeah, I mean, I guess if it was just like instinctual,
yeah.
you know, but if he was like a, hey guys, look at this kind of thing, then it's a little
Yeah, that's a
High
little
rolly.
much. Okay, I worked at a Sheraton and there was some kind of dentist convention going on. They reserved a conference room for a medical device demonstration. A fellow worker told me to go up and check it out. The tables were arranged in a square with human heads neatly arranged for, I guess, practicing some sort of new technology. This was circa 1985.
Wait, what?
They had like cadaver heads.
Oh, cadaver heads. Ugh.
Like
That's
on
so
a table.
disgusting. Oh
so
my
that
god, that
people could-
reminds me of like the scariest scene ever in Return to Oz, where it's all like the heads. Remember like the mean witch, and she had all those like human heads in glass
I don't
cases,
remember that.
and
Maybe
she
I
would
didn't
like
watch
change
that.
out her heads. Oh god, it like scarred me. Ugh, gross.
This was that, except they were cleaning their teeth.
Mm.
Okay, I worked at a historic hotel when I was on summer break from college, and I had to show a room to a guest that wasn't made up from a previous guest. We told them we wanted to show the room after it was made, but they insisted on seeing it because they had limited time. The room was a mess and had multiple used condoms on the bedside stand and floor. I walked in and threw a towel over one when I saw it and stood awkwardly over the one in the middle of the room as the guests looked around.
Oh God. As a property manager, I've had to like, you know, show apartments where the tenant was like living in it already. And
Yeah.
it's just like, oh my God. Like, you know, it's like really hard to sell or like to get a person to rent an apartment when like the kids in there like just smoking a bowl and dirty
Yeah.
underwears all over the ground. It's like, because then that's what they picture, you know?
Yeah, we looked at
so
this
it's
like we looked at a house in East Atlanta Village, and it was like very like a cool spot. The house was great, but there were like 3 stoner kids living there, and we were just like, I don't know if this area is for us. Like, this is not like, it was like, it just smelled like pot, and it was like they just weren't
Yeah.
keeping it up. And I'm sure, actually knowing the area now, I'm like, it would have been a great place
Probably
to have.
so nice.
Yeah, I was, like, it would have been a great place to like have a kid, and there was lots of families around there. But yeah, That was exactly right. I was like, I can't live here.
Yeah.
I will not live here. Very fancy. Okay, there were alarming number of people who would take out the duvet insert and proceed sorry, this is a poop one, and proceed to shit inside the duvet.
That's
Never
insane.
work in housekeeping. It kills you a little bit each day.
Oh, I can only imagine. Oh my God, that's crazy. It's crazy that it happens often.
Multiple times. That's what I mean. Like,
know.
yes, like once you'd be like, oh yeah, that was the shit in the duvet guy, but like that is a thing.
Yeah, it's just like, I know we've talked about it on this podcast before, but if you ask any retail worker, they'll have at least 5 stories about somebody shitting in a fitting room, or
Yeah.
peeing in a fitting room, or leaving their tampon in a fitting. Like any person that's ever worked retail will have multiple stories at the ready. I guarantee you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If any of you who have worked in retail or at a hotel or anything, I would love to hear
Give us your
poop
shit stories.
Give us your shit stories.
Oh God.
Prove Jen right. I want to hear your shit stories. I worked in the kitchen of a resort, and I also managed the dining hall. I feel like you are going to like hate this one. We served food buffet style. I watched a mother let her kids attempt to serve themselves as her kid stuck his hand in a container of cheese and then dropped his tray of food all over the floor. The mother said nothing about it.
That doesn't surprise me at all. That's why I don't like buffets.
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
So this summer, Max's like his one goal for the summer was to go to Golden Corral, because there's a Golden Corral that we see. It's very close to our house. And we've been like, maybe someday, maybe we'll see. We'll do that sometime this summer. And so it was the last day before the end of summer. And he was like, so we're going to Golden Corral. We're like, oh, okay. And I hadn't been, I don't know if I've ever been to one. It was worse than you can imagine. It was so awful. He loved it. He loved it. He had the blast. It was his favorite thing he's ever done. And he was like, when are we going back? And Ben and I were like,
never.
I'm never. It was
You'll
expensive
go back when
too.
you're an adult. I know. I mean, I haven't been to anything like that, but I can only imagine like any experience I've ever had at a buffet. Now, I do like a breakfast buffet once in a while, if it's a proper breakfast buffet, not like a continental one, but like
when they have like a fancy stations and stuff. Yeah,
right. And I've been to a sushi buffet, and while I do like the sushi buffet, what gives me out, or it's just I'm too aware of everyone in the room looking at everyone in the room. It's just like they're all just looking at each other and looking at the thing that they want that's on the buffet, but they can't go get it right now because they're already eating their big plate.
Yeah.
But they just want to make sure that thing doesn't leave. And it's like I could just feel the energy in the room, and it's too much for me. I hate it. And then couple that with the fact that like people are generally gross and touch things they shouldn't be, or sneeze or whatever. Like
touching all the things.
I don't like it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just do a couple more.
Okay.
Witnessed a bartender piss in every glass of champagne for a single table at a wedding. The guys at the table were slapping multiple banquet server bums, mine included, and being obnoxious asshats. Too much money would be risked to ask them to leave. They deserved it.
Oh my God.
Piss in their champagne.
Oh God. That's crazy. Never fuck with people that are handling your food. When are people going to learn that?
You're going to get boogers in your food.
Gross.
Pee in your drinks. Okay, a guy jumped from the second story because he was locked out of his room and broke both ankles. He was highly intoxicated and there with a group for a convention. Oh my God, you did that with like your work people.
Oh God, I'm sure he never lived that down, or possibly got fired. Who knows?
I would imagine. So anyway, so that's my list. I want to hear if you guys have any.
Well, could you get workers' comp if you break your legs on a work trip?
Well, that's interesting you asked that, because my boss and I a couple years ago were went to a convention or a conference, and she broke her foot coming back from a dinner. She just like was on her phone, like looking at directions, and like stepped off of a curb wrong and like didn't really like knew it hurt, but got back to her room and woke up and it was so swollen. And she broke her phone, so she couldn't even call anyone.
Oh no.
And like it was like a whole thing, but she had to like stay in her room the rest of the conference. But yeah, she did get workers' comp for that.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're like, it was a
Interesting.
work thing. You were coming from a work dinner, and it wasn't like she was like drunk or like
Yeah.
it just happened.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Good
So
to
yeah, I
know.
guess you technically
Good.
could.
2. No.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. Good list. Good
Thanks.
list.
What do you got?
So my list this week, it was inspired by, if you guys recently watched the DNC, when Little John came out and
Oh my
sang,
God.
Turned
So
Down for
great.
What, and people went crazy, and a lot of like old people went crazy for it. And
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't know the lyrics of Turn Down for What besides
Do
Turn
you
Down
not
for
know
What.
but he also did it like not only Turned Down for What, but the other song that is like from the window to the walls.
Oh, the Skeet Skeet song.
Yeah,
okay,
so he
that's
did-
that's
so he
funny. I
did
guess I didn't
VP
realize that was.
He went VP Harris, Governor Walls, and I lost my shit. I lost my shit because all I can think of was like, oh, sweat runs down my balls. Oh,
Yes!
ski.
That's so good.
yes.
I didn't see that part, and
Yeah.
to be honest, I didn't watch it. This is all stuff that I got from the news,
Uh-huh.
or heard, or when I say the news,
You mean TikTok.
Instagram.
Yeah, I watched. When I say I watched the DNC, I mean I saw clips on TikTok. So.
So let's just be real here.
Yeah.
So anyway, so it made. I was like talking to my boyfriend about it, and I was saying like, because he was like, yeah, all those like old people, they love that shit, and I was like, I've always thought it was so funny, like at weddings,
Yeah.
that whenever that song like Skeet Skeet whatever comes
Yeah.
on, and it's always like the octogenarians like that go fucking crazy for it. And I wondered if they knew the lyrics. But anyway, this coincidentally, this list popped up, and it's a BuzzFeed list by Michael Thompson. And it is people are sharing songs they didn't realize were overtly sexual until they grew up. And I confess I was one of the gullible little goobers. So
Oh,
these
yeah.
are songs that like you grew up listening to.
I love that.
Yeah. So and I wonder if that's on here. So because
Yeah.
I haven't really gone through it.
I mean, I don't know. How could you not?
I don't know. People just like listen to the melody to things like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know. But okay, so this number 1 is Spice Girls Wannabe. Like, I guess if you really break down the lyrics, so if you want to be my lover, you have got to give. Taken is too easy, but that's the way it is. And Zigga Zig Ah is an orgasm.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I guess I've
So, like-
never. I thought it said, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends.
That's one of them.
Okay.
I think that's one of the lyrics.
Okay.
Right? I don't know. That's crazy. This one, I don't know this song. It's Katy Perry, Birthday. Have you heard Birthday?
I don't think so.
I guess the lyrics are, so let me get you in your birthday suit. It's time to bring out the big balloons. And it's funny because people like comment underneath them. So this person said, I played it on my birthday in the car with my family when I was 12. This one, which I knew it had something to do with sex, this one coming up, but I guess I didn't really make the connection that it was specifically about blowjobs, but like a prayer. So when you call my name, it's like a little prayer. I'm down on my knees. I want to take you there. It's about blowjobs.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
Yeah.
oral sex if you're classy.
I'm not.
But I didn't know that.
I didn't either, but I definitely sang all of those lyrics when I had a Madonna party when I was like 6.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
I dressed up,
we would,
everybody
like,
dressed up as Madonna.
sing like a virgin, all
Yeah.
that stuff. And our parents didn't give a fuck.
No.
They thought it was
They were like,
adorable.
oh, that's so cute. Look at you in your fishnets and your gloves and your big bows and stuff.
Yeah. This one is a DNCE, Cake by the Ocean. I mean, I feel like that's pretty sexual. I don't know why. This one person says, I honestly thought it was about some friends having a party on the beach. Have you ever heard that song? The keep on hoping we'll eat cake by the ocean. Talk to me, baby. I'm not a good
Oh,
singer,
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys.
yeah. Oh.
I've
I do
heard the
know that
Kids
song.
Bop version a million times, and that one's. But this one, they say in this song they say lose our minds and go fucking crazy, but in the Kids Bop version it's like lose our minds and go crazy crazy. But anyway, I gotta go back and listen to the Kids Bop version and really listen to the lyrics, because the lyrics of this is see you licking frosting from your own hands, want another taste, I'm begging, yes ma'am, I'm tired of all this candy on the dry land. So it's like, I wonder how they Kids Bops that up. I'm gonna have to check it out.
I mean, they probably just say that and kids are just like, oh yeah, I like frosting.
Yeah, I love cake by the ocean. So this one, we have a friend. It's so funny. We have a friend named Lace Larrabee. She's a really amazing comedian. You guys might have seen her on America's Got Talent. But like if the song "Fancy" by Reba McEntire comes on in any environment, doesn't matter where you are, she will like stop the room and do an entire performance. But Fancy, I guess people didn't realize that it was about a prostitute, like a mom pimping out her daughter.
Yeah, I'm like, it's like about a I'm like a child.
Yeah, this one says, this guy said, dump truck your love, that's his handle, said, I thought it was a song about fancy going to prom. I thought that for way too long.
Oh, that's a very sweet interpretation.
That is so sweet. Okay, I did not know this one. Macarena. Did you know that's a dirty song?
No, what's it about?
It says it's about a lady getting with like a dozen different guys while her boyfriend is off serving in the military. What? Hell.
This is the lyrics I know.
don't even know what they're saying.
Macarena. Hey, Macarena. Aye.
Apparently, some of the lyrics are, now come on, what was I supposed to do? He was out of town and his two friends were so fine. I never would have gotten that out of that. Oh my God. This one is, even when I heard the song when I was like 7, I knew that it was a dirty song. Is Cherry Pie by Warrant.
Oh yeah, that one you're just like, oh yeah, that's...
This person said, I just thought he and the pretty girl in the video really liked pie. I got older and heard it again and I was like, oh, I get it now. Oh
there's a song, so I probably have told the story before, but one time the comedian Jeff Tate and I were like driving across country together, like we were going from West Virginia to Omaha in one night, and so we decided, this is back when you could like buy CDs and cars had CDs, and so we went on our way, it was like we bought the best of Bob Seger and then I can't remember the other one, some one other CD, but I remember listening to the Bob Seger song and we were listening to Night Moves and I was like, they're talking about sex. And he was like, did you know that? I was like, no, I really never thought about
dancing,
it.
Like
I just was like
night dancing moves.
My night dancing, and I was like, I never thought about it. And then there is in Bloomington, Indiana, there is a or used to be at least a strip club called Night Moves, which is like the best name for a strip club ever.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's awesome. This one, this is funny. It's Afternoon Delight, which you like.
Yeah.
So I think everybody knows it's about like an afternoon quickie.
Yeah.
But the comments under here is so funny. This one says, my husband loves telling the story about how in kindergarten he brought the 45 to class for show and tell. I imagine the teacher must have been ready to burst. That's funny. Oh, I didn't know this one. I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight by Cutting Crew.
What's that? What?
I thought it says, that's not a song about a dude getting dumped. I guess I thought he just like loved her so much he just died in her arms. But I guess the words are, it was a long hot night. She made it easy. She made it feel right. But now it's over. The moment is gone. I followed my hands, not my head. I know I was wrong. I guess it's about like
a one night stand,
having sex with her or something. I don't This one, if you didn't get this one, even if you were 5 years old,
Yeah.
I don't know how you didn't. It's Candy Shop by 50 Cent. How do you not know?
I don't know that I ever thought I mean, I guess I just assume all songs are kind of about sex or love or whatever,
Yeah.
but
This person said, I just thought 50 Cent really liked sweets. Then I realized he was talking about a brothel and the lollipop he will let them lick doesn't have sugar in it. Oh my God. This one is I learned this years ago, but that song Semi-Charm Kind of Life.
Yeah.
Um that's about like it's all sex and drug references, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I remember also in high school someone was talking about like, like, oh, it's a great song of the summer of 69 and the teacher was like we wanted to play it for like a pep rally or something and she was like, no.
Wait,
do you know what that's about?
Is it?
Yeah, it's about 69 and all summer.
Is it really? Because I was always trying to figure out like the timeline there. I'm like, well, I don't think Bryan Adams was he 18 during 69?
No.
Was he young? I don't know. That's funny because I actually never put that together until now. That's funny. So yeah, like there's some like Semi-Charm Kind of Life is so poppy and it played like on the Star 94 1,000 times a day, but the lyrics, like this lyric here says, ovation, her own motivation, she comes round and she goes down on me and I make her smile like a drug for you. But I remember like in this song, if you think about when he says the lyrics, they're so happy and poppy, you don't even pay attention to what he's saying. That's crazy. I mean, this is a Prince song, you should know better, but Little Red Corvette, it's not about an actual car. And then, oh my God, if you don't know what, okay, this one is Pop That Coochie by 2 Live Crew.
What do you think that's about?
Somebody wrote, I got in trouble in kindergarten for singing Pop That Coochie in front of a bunch of people at recess. Major Pain was my favorite movie back then. Oh, I guess that song came on during that movie. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh, wow.
Our friend Gilbert Lowen, who's a comedian, has a really funny joke about how when he, that Salt and Pepper song, Push It.
Yeah.
When he was little, he thought that they were saying pussy. And so he'd go, oh, pussy, pussy good. Pussy real good. And his dad was like, what the fuck?
I mean, I think that's like probably a better interpretation of that song, right? Like at least he was like interpreting the meaning of it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know this one. The song Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's about trying to like a man trying to delay his ejaculation.
Why am I I'm like so shocked about all these. Like
we're
what?
learning so much. I guess the lyrics are relax, don't do it. When you want to suck it, chew it. Relax, don't do it. When you want to come. I never put that together.
They are.
Ever. Oh my God. It's so funny how in one song we're like, you're an idiot if you don't know it. And the next song we're like, I had no idea.
And
Summer
it's like
69.
The most blatant lyrics, like, yeah, relax. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very, very blatantly saying when you want to come.
Physical by Olivia Newton-John. Yeah.
I mean, the only reason like I didn't know that is because it was like all of the
workout clothes.
Yeah, and like the Get in Shape Girl, I think that was like their theme song. So like, I mean, you can understand why young Sally thought it was about working out.
Yeah, that's what this person said. It says, it seems no one bothered about the lyrics. They saw the music video and thought it was about getting into physical exercise, is what they said. That's so funny. This one says, I remember those days well, doing all the warm-up exercises in 3rd grade while the headband-wearing lesbian gym teacher led us. Good times.
Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk.
Let's see. You Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. I mean, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
Yeah. Grease Lightning. That's when Grease Lightning from Grease, obviously.
Yeah.
That whole movie went over my head as a child.
Same.
Now if you watch it as an adult, you're like, wait, Rizzo is pregnant? Like, what does that mean? I didn't know what like Lady with the Baby when she was like, watch out, Lady with the Baby, like all that stuff, or Chicks Will Cream and all that
Yes,
stuff.
I was gonna say
no
it's like
idea.
I mean they call Grease Lightning, it's a real pussy wagon. Like it's I remember singing that as a kid, being like,
It's so crazy.
what does that mean? Yeah.
Oh, this one I didn't realize either. Ticket to Ride by the Beatles. It's this person said, I always thought it was a song about some girl leaving her guy. And then this person said, in Germany at that time, prostitutes had to get a ticket or certificate showing that they were disease free. Ticket to Ride is a reference stating that she has a ticket and it's safe for a ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's so interesting. I had no idea. Those Beatles.
Dirty boys.
I'll find another one.
I mean, did you watch the Beatles documentary that came out like last year, maybe? Or a couple years ago?
I didn't.
Hard Day's Night. It was like basically the making of that album. Like it was like it's all behind the scenes footage. It was very cool to watch, but you know, you realize like, oh, they were like in their 20s. Like they were kids. Yeah.
I know, it's crazy.
And so I'm not surprised that a lot of the lyrics were.
Or why they had the experimental phase and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like they were so young. But I'll actually end it on that one. So yeah. I thought
that's
this
great.
Was really funny. I learned a lot here today.
I learned a lot here. I love that list. That was a really good one. All right. Well, let's get to our top 5.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So this week, our top 5 is top 5 teen movies. And I realize I'm like, okay, I should have probably said top 5 teen movies from the 90s because I don't know that I've watched any teen movies since I was a teen. But anyway.
Because when I started making my list, I was going all like 90s, and then I was like, no, wait, there's like really great ones from the 80s. So like I don't know, they're kind of all over the place. But it's funny because my daughter is now she's almost 12, and so we were this past summer we kind of went through and watched some old 90s teen movies that I knew that were safe for her to watch, and it's funny to see which ones like resonated with her and which ones didn't.
So. What were her favorites?
Her favorite was 10 Things I Hate About You. She loved that movie. Yeah, because Kat is like the cool rock and roll chick, and you know Louise plays drums. So like that, just like that character really spoke to her. Plus, like,
were you like?
Hot.
I know. You're like, we all wanted to be Julia Stiles.
Yeah,
all wanted to be Julia Stiles. Okay, well, I can start us off.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a classic Sally tie for 5th place.
Bullshit.
And by tie I mean
I've already accepted that you do this, so I'm not gonna even.
Okay,
I'm not even gonna waste my energy getting upset.
Clueless, She's All That, 10 Things I Hate About You, Dazed and Confused, and Can't Hardly Wait.
I forgot about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you just like kind of named my whole list, and that's why I hate when you do that.
Well, we can talk about them
as
you're
missing. My number one you are missing. Okay.
All right, let's hear your number 5.
My number 5 for me was Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie, and I feel like it kind of holds up today.
I think it holds up.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like I wanted to put 16 Candles, but I feel like 16 Candles is so problematic.
It doesn't hold up. I had to put it on there just for sheer number of times I watched it as a kid. Like I don't know that like Can't Hardly Wait holds up either, or She's All That. True. Like those are both like, but I'm like, for the nostalgia for me and just for like the way they hit me at that age, I'm like, those movies have to be in there because they were so wild at that age. But I think 10 Things I Hate About You is like, that holds up. for sure.
Yeah.
Louise and I we're on there. Okay, so my number 4 is Empire Records.
God, I should have put that on. See, I'm gonna remember all these things now. Yes, absolutely. Should have been on my top 5, but it's not.
Yeah,
But that's
I'm
such a good
surprised
one.
it's not.
I can't believe I forgot it. Yeah.
Oh my god, that movie, I remember watching it in high school, watching it in college, like just like wanting to be Liv Tyler and what was the other woman who was in it?
Renee Zellweger.
Was it Renee Zellweger or was it the
Yeah,
other
it
girl
was-
who's
it
like
was-
Renee Zellweger?
No,
The
it's
teeny
Renee.
voice.
No, that was definitely Renee Zellweger.
Okay.
And then there was Robin Tooney played the girl that shaved her head, which I should have put The Craft on here.
Oh my
God,
gosh.
there's just so many.
There's
I
so
know.
many. I know. That's why I had to do a
God.
tie.
I know. I think the reason that I didn't think to do Dazed and Confused on Empire Records, which were the 2 movies that me and my girlfriends played on repeat
Yeah.
over and over and over and over, is because I didn't watch them with Louise because I didn't think they were appropriate.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know that
Yeah.
Dazed and Confused is quite there.
No, it's all weed.
Yeah.
That was the movie that started us all smoking weed.
Yeah, totally.
So, no. Okay.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Can't Hardly Wait. I remember loving that movie and thinking it was so funny and cute. And Ethan Embry was just like the king of the 90s, right?
Ethan
That cutie
Embry,
little
like
cutes.
his little like face, like the way he had like those sad puppy dog eyes, like
I know.
oh my god, loved him.
Yeah. Loved him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, my number 3 is Footloose.
That's a great one. And I don't
Yeah.
have it on here either. Damn
Yeah,
it.
well, you missed out. It's hard to think of it as a teen movie, even though it was about teens and like they are in high school, because like you think of Kevin Bacon, and even when he was in that movie, he looked like a grown man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, and going back to that era, some of my favorites were like License to Drive or even Dream a Little Dream. I loved
Yeah.
Dream a Little Dream. Any of the Corey Corey movies I was super
Oh, yeah. I
into.
loved Corey's.
I know. I love Corey.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think to put them on. It's so hard to choose.
Yeah. It's okay. These are the top 5 teen movies that we thought of today.
Yeah. When put on the spot.
When put on the
Okay.
spot, and they have all the caveats of like,
My number 3 is 10 Things I Hate About You. So
Is that
that's
a
Louise's favorite, but that's my number 3. And it's a good one.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. My number 2 is Breakfast Club.
That's obviously a good one. I had it on
Yeah.
my list.
Uh-huh.
My number 2 is Clueless. I just feel like it's such a classic and you could watch it 1,000 times.
I
And
feel
it's
like,
still funny.
yeah. Did you watch that with Louise?
Yeah, and she loved it. She loved that one too. She really loved all of the like clothes and the shop and
Yeah.
like Cher's dream closet. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. Like she loved it. And I think like speaking of watching Grease and like things going over the head, I think like the little references where like, you know, Ty holds up the like crooked
Yeah.
pretzel and she's like, I just hope is, you know what, isn't crooked. And like and I don't think Louise understood that at all. Thank God. I hope. Just things like that. Like you're just a virgin who can't drive. She's probably like, what's a virgin?
Yeah. What?
You know?
Oh, she's not
You just
16.
don't
That's
have
why she
your
can't.
driver's license. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like it's like even if you do understand the words, like you just don't at that age don't put the context to it. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not as meaningful. Yeah. It is. But I bet the like fashion, because it is like that fashion is like 100% come back around.
Oh, totally.
So it's probably
I've seen
like
so many people with that little yellow plaid look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Clueless was so good. Like Alicia Silverstone was like the girl of the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely. She
Yeah.
was the queen of the 90s. Between that and all the Aerosmith videos, yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Crush. I used to love that movie, Crush. That's not a teen movie, but I used to love that movie.
Okay, so my number 1 is Heathers.
Oh, obviously, that's a great one
Yeah.
too. And I didn't think to put on here.
I loved Heathers so much. I watched it so much. Like Heathers, I think, and Clueless are probably the two movies that like, as that and then Swingers, which like are the movies that I think every quote we had in high school and like that was what we were quoting. If we were saying something that it's like it came from one of those movies.
I can't believe we didn't put Mean Girls on here.
I know for some reason it feels like I know it was like the 20 or 25th
So like we
anniversary, but I was like, I don't know.
Adults.
I was like, it feels newish.
But that's like my daughter and her friends keep rewatching Clueless and the new Clueless. And sorry, Mean Girls and the new Mean Girls. And like
I liked the new Mean Girls.
I did too. I thought it was great. Yeah, like
and I liked. I mean, I think Mean Girls is really good. I think another newer one that I really liked was Easy A, which might be a little too old for your girls, but like, yeah, I'm like, there are some good ones. I was just too old when they came out, so I don't see them as like relevant to me. I don't have those teen feelings for them.
To you,
yeah.
So my number one teen movie of all time, and I finally got Louise to watch it after years and years and years of begging her to watch this movie. Teen Witch.
Oh.
She finally watched it. I was like, Louise, it is about a girl who finds out she's a witch on her 16th birthday, and her name is Louise.
Yeah.
I was like, and she was like, I don't know. It's like she knew that I wanted it so bad. Yeah. And then we were out to dinner. We were doing this like girls' dinner where it was all her girlfriends at one table and then all the moms at a table. Yeah. And one of the girls was like, her friend Sadie or something was like, oh, I love Teen Witch. And then Louise was like, can we watch Teen Witch? I was like, oh, not bad.
Oh my God, I forgot about Teen Witch.
But it's so good. And then it's got the classic, like Top That Rap in it. It's just like such a cult classic. I love it so much. And it was the greatest day of my life when Louise finally succumbed. And
I've got to watch it. I've got to rewatch that. That's a good one. I feel like all of these are due for a rewatch.
I know, because now I'm remembering all these things, and I need to make a calendar of like when things will be appropriate to watch with you know. Like maybe in a couple years, Empire Records, you know. Yeah. We'll see. So, and then I tried to get, because they're both my kids are super into like Stranger Things, and they can handle scary stuff, and they're like wanting scary stuff. And I was like, oh, you know what we need to watch? The Craft. And I was so excited to watch The Craft with them. And after like 10 minutes, they were both bored and like,
is it like so slow?
It's not to me, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try again. I think they were just like, you know, being, what's the word? Like
Max says that all the time. We'll get so excited about something and we'll be like, oh, we're so excited to share this thing that we love with you. And he'll be like, it's like he knows. It's like we're trying too hard.
Like,
we show it too much. She'll be like,
I can't
be like, I'm not really loving this.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, that's our episode. You can find us on all the socials. We're on TikTok at The Ridiculous Podcast, on Instagram at The Ridiculous Pod. You could, you know what? Give us a little rate and review, and tell a friend about our podcast. We would really love that.
Yes, please share with as many people as possible. And we're so glad to be back. We hope you guys are happy that we're back too. And we will see you next. Oh, and don't forget to reserve your book if you live in Atlanta, and come on over to the Book Bird on September 10th. And if you don't live in Atlanta, don't forget to pre-order your book. You might get it before I do.
Yeah. If you get it on Bookshop, you'll definitely get it before Jen.
Yes. It's called Going to Maine, All the Ways to Fall on the Appalachian Trail. Yes. By Sally Chaffin Brooks.
Good job, Jen.
Chaffin.
Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
And we'll see you next week on The Ridiculist.
Do you want to take that again?
Yeah, I actually... Karma. We'll see you next week on The Ridiculous. Don't edit that out.
I will not. I never would.
ridiculist, ridiculist.